Yeah, it was good, mate. And anyway, I just restarted the bloody. Wasn't recording then. Yeah, it's 21 day, 5,000 miles. So they're in Norway, and it was daylight when we went. But obviously, if you're in Copenhagen now, it'll be still dark. How long's it like for? About 2 hours a day or something?
No, it's not that bad down here. So it's like level with Edinburgh. So like what on a map it looks like it's level with the UK, but it's kind of north. Um, you know, so it is dark in the winter. Um, but we've got some, but it's really light in the summer, so it's actually going quite light right now. In the summer, it can stay light till 1, 2 in the morning. It's
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah. Well, we were
Yeah,
there. We were there. It was it sort of dips down, doesn't it?
yeah,
In Norway it does. It dips down about midnight, and it just hits the. You can just it's in, and then comes back up again. It's just like
yeah,
it's amazing. So
yeah.
so you're living in Copenhagen, or you just there? What you do? Do you live there?
Yeah, I live there. So
Oh,
which was kind of what helped us finish the because all the Young's first album and second album, there's 10 years in between them, and I think me coming out here on a personal note for my contribution, I pulled my finger out and got and got the rest of it finished basically. Um, but yeah, the story with the band is we were on a big record deal in 2012 with Warner Brothers. Um, Very close to the top 40, went all around the world.
right.
Uh, yeah, and then kind of we had a very big record deal, so the label dropped us, and then there was not really, yeah, a little bit of infighting and stuff like that, and then before you know it, 2, 3 years have passed, and you've not really done much. Played in some other projects, and then yeah, we got the band back together. After there was a lot of demand in Stoke-on-Trent for it and stuff, and we played like a charity show for mind mental health, and the place went
Oh,
bananas, about
nice,
700 people. So
nice.
yeah, yeah, and here we are now on our second offering, if you like. Well, the third one now actually. We did the second album a couple of years ago.
So it says
So
you're currently on a UK tour. You've played Derby, Leicester, Edinburgh, Manchester, Southend, and London so far. So have you got some more?
yeah,
You got some more Stoke on
and
Trent and Hartlepool?
yeah, we've got Stoke-on-Trent. Unfortunately, and this is the first time I'm saying this, Hartlepool's been cancelled.
Oh,
The venue's having some issues, and it's been the person who booked us doesn't work there anymore. So Stoke is the finale, and it's on Friday. But what a great finale! Because it's our hometown, it'll be a great
oh,
finale. That will.
brilliant, brilliant. Looks like Aaron's connected, but I can't see him, so I don't know if he's just lurking and listening, just checking up on you, or he wants to come and join us. No idea.
That sounds like Aaron.
AA, we had an AA run on last week as well. So what made you leave this wonderful island of ours and from Stoke to that shithole of Copenhagen? I don't know why. What made you move to seriously? What made you move to Copenhagen? Was it work?
I, don't know,
Was
I
it
was in a bit of a tight spot in my life, and like I say, I know too many people in Stoke, and I can spend 4 months in the pub in Stoke and not even realise. So, you know,
I know.
it's like it just kind of swallows me up a little bit. So,
I like
and
that.
I met a Danish girl in Spain, and I just thought I'll have a fresh start, and it's been very positive, especially for the music. And the lads don't have to put up with me all the time now, so it's
Brilliant.
win-win.
And we all like a Danish pastry, don't we? So there you go.
Yeah.
But I had a feeling it had to be either work or a woman or a partner. Sorry, because we can't assume these days, can we? But yeah, normally that's the reason for people moving to distant lands, isn't it? But great. I've got some questions for you, but I've got my own questions as well. So what do you like about Denmark then? What's nice about that?
Very nice way of life, very nice pace of life. The work-life balance here is great. 4 o'clock, everyone's out the offices and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they call it the happiest place, one of the happiest places in the world. Now, they can be very dour, the Danes, so I'm not going to say that. But I think that's based on like stress levels and like good social system and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I've got a little girl out here. I'm really glad I'm raising my daughter out here.
Nice.
Yeah, that's really nice, and it's just a very nice, chilled out,
Yeah.
clean city. It's really nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a bit bored and I miss the banter of the UK. But I've got a nice balance when I'm going back and playing shows with all the young. So
Yeah, well, you need to hook up with a ball slanter on here because they're in season Sweden, so you're not a million miles away from him, are you? Do you know what I mean? It's,
Yeah, we need to get over to Sweden. We nearly went there on
yeah, check him out
last
because
tour.
they are mental, very grunge, very heavy. Well, they do mix. Have a chat with him. He's in the chat room anyway. I'm sure Janice will tell you. So I've got some questions here that have been sent. I don't normally get these, but someone sent me some questions. Ask the band some random questions. Who rooms with who? I presume that means when you're on tour. Oh, here it is. It is Aaron now. Hello, Aaron. You all right, mate? Oh, is he always like that?
I'm all right, thank you very much.
Oh, there we go. Aaron,
Whoa, filling the screen.
There's a delay. Where are you, Aaron? Are you in Stoke?
I'm just outside of Stoke, yeah. A place called Alsager, on the Cheshire side of Stoke.
Nice, cool. Well, we've just been chatting about the band, and obviously you're back together after a bit of a break, and sounds like it's going well, and you're on a tour. So what else we got on here? Someone.
You asked a question about rooming.
Yeah, who rooms with who? Who rooms with who on tour?
Well, I think they all flip a coin as who's not rooming with me.
That's the reason for the question, then, isn't it? What's the reason for that? Have you got bad habits, or do you stink?
No comments. But Aaron and Tom will often room together.
All right, okay.
You know,
so rumours
they go way. Yeah, they go way back, and they probably need some post-Ryan therapy. But I've been known to fart a bit. That's all I can say.
I thought that might be the case. Either or snoring. I wasn't trying to cast aspersions that you're a bit of a fiddler or anything like that. I just thought, do you know what I mean? It has to be something like that.
Well, I thought I better confess about the farting because this is looking really bad. This is.
Yeah, it could go anyway in this day and age. You've been doing a film on an island like Philip Schofield next. What's the best place to play? What's the best venue you've been at? Or is it Stoke? You know what I mean? Because it's hometown. Where's the best place?
On this tour so far?
Yeah, I suppose so. It could be anything. But yeah, what's been the best tour on this day? Let's go with that.
The Manchester show was very special at night and day. That was really good.
Excellent.
I even got a bit emotional on stage because we played there 10, 12 years ago, and we were playing today. And I just got a bit like, oh God, I kind of like went back 10 years, and I just thought, what an ace moment, because there was, well over 100 people over in there, all singing and bouncing around, and it was just great, like great feeling. So
yeah, brilliant. That'd be good when you've come back and you've done stuff and you get that reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've talked about Stoke. How's the band think? That's interesting. So how do you practice then? Are you doing that? You know what I mean? If you're in Copenhagen, these guys are in Stoke. How do you go on with that? All your practices and what have you? Or do you just pitch up and do it?
I'll let Aaron chip in here.
Yeah, yeah. We still meet up weekly. The other three of us to jam the songs out, keep tight, keep fresh, just in case we get any gigs dropped on. And then we intensify that, obviously, when we're leading up to a tour.
Mm-hmm.
And we usually dial Ryan in, especially when we're mid-writing or we're jamming out a new song or anything like that. And we're quite blessed that we've, I suppose, in this day and age with technology, that we can record stuff, demo stuff, send it across, share it. Ryan will send stuff to us. Right, lads, go jam this out in the studio and see if you can get the layers down and things like that. So we crack on, we do a thing, and it's a bit of peace away from Ryan, as he says, without his farting and
Excellent. Oh, no, you're right with technology, because you could almost beam in while you're practicing, can't you? You could have a phone there and bloody beam in and see what's going on. So it's amazing what you can do now. I like that. I've got a sorry. Who's this? Oh, this one. Who is the one that always turns up late?
Ryan.
Hang on.
He was in here early. I'm not having that.
Yeah, Darla likes to show up late for this interview.
Yeah.
And Darla likes to cut it fine in an airport. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It was definitely stinted with irony, that response about Ryan.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he was in bang on the money. In fact, yeah. So I've got no. If anyone slags Ryan off, that I don't believe him. So he says that you I think you might have mentioned it before, but you've changed the band name to All the Young, and you were what were you called? New Edition 8. New Edition.
New Education years ago.
Sorry, New Education. I'm dyslexic and I sometimes see things and my mind gets fucking mangled up. Yeah, Yeah, it does say that. New Education.
Yeah. That was because we got a publishing deal. We were making some records, but we were just a bunch of scallies from Stoke, and we didn't have anything really about us. And I don't mind saying, like, the label we were going to sign to, Warner Brothers, said, "We'll sign you. We think you've got it, but we think you should change your name and have a fresh go at it." Because Alan McGee came to see New Education, and people were saying good things about us, but we had this big article in the Enemy as New Education, calling us the future of guitar music.
Right.
But we were just we didn't really have any edge, and I used to have a real problem like saying that labels have come up with things, and it's the music industry, man, and I'm very grateful for the experiences that we've had. But yeah, we got took to one side and said, should we change the name? And we were hammering ideas out, and we were listening to The Clash, All the Young Punks.
Oh, that was...
and we were like, there's a name in this, and the geniuses that we are, we just cut the punks off.
I love it. That was going to be my next question. I often say sometimes you get a band release a track and it's the same name as the band, and they all sat around and go, what should we call this track? And they just call it the same thing. You think, yeah, that's really. No, that's interesting. It's interesting, and you're right. It can be a very enjoyable industry, but it is absolutely brutal as well, and it's tough, and you get cast aside, you can get ripped off, and that must spoil all the fun and games that you have, and the touring and the adulation from the fans and whatever else goes on. It's brutal. It's brutal, man. But it's money.
Yeah, but at the same time, like a lot of bands I know would give the right arm to be brutalised by Warner Brothers. So
yeah, exactly, and you've sort of got to take you've got to take the rough with the smooth.
Got to take the rough with the smooth. That's it, mate.
I suppose it's a bit like when people become famous, and then we all want to be famous, and they get famous, and then the paparazzi is following around everywhere. Oh, don't be printing anything. Don't be printing this. Don't be printing that. Well, you can't have it both ways, can you? You can't. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Brilliant. So I bet you've got a lot of stories to tell. Let me just see what else I've got. Any questions here? Because we'll change the name. Oh, we just played your track Demons about 10-15 minutes ago. Love it. Absolutely wonderful track.
Nice one.
So what was the inspiration for that? What's the inspiration for that behind that song?
Tom, the guitar player, wrote this one. We kind of all had a hand in this one, actually. We're starting to do this more and more. So no one really like someone writes the song, the chords, the words, but then there's all this input from each other, and so it does become a bit of a team effort. And we did, with our royalties, we split them equally now for that reason. I would say, Tom got it going, and we needed some new lines in it. And Tom is the sweetest lad you'll ever meet, but he writes pretty dark songs. And I like that idea because I'm always like sunshine and raindrops, pear drops, whatever. Where Tom, he writes these songs, and I'm like, man, that's deep. That is. And he did it with Smile and Fakey, and then this Demons as well. So it kind of, we kind of just went with it, and it's uplifting, but it's like we've all got demons, haven't we? And we've all got stuff that gets on top of us, and we let ourselves down, and it's. It's about hiding your head, and you know what I mean, and not answering your phone and all that stuff. And we've all been there, haven't we? So
we have, mate, and we all do that. And men are the worst ones from it, and that's probably why we've got a high suicide rate. We need to. And you've done some mental health stuff, and we all suffer with it. Everybody, and I've had a terrible few months, and my head was about to explode, and various things. You know what I mean? Nothing drastic, but my lad's left home. That's left a big void. Some other stuff going on. I just felt overwhelmed, and we can all go. Can all go to some dark places, can't we? And
of course,
and we can have some. I've had some weird dreams, really violent dreams, and you think, Jesus, where's that come from? But there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What about you, Aaron? You've been quite there, fella. How are you enjoying life? Well, thanks for that. I appreciate it. It's good, man. Good. What?
Yeah, just I suppose, like you say, we keep using this line about being war torn, and wiser nowadays. And I think that's influencing a lot of the writing and the lyrics and the topics that we're writing about. I think there's probably a handful, right? Would you agree, over the last album and the new stuff where it has a nod towards, struggling, getting over certain situations that you all go through. So we're definitely sort of trying to bring the new experiences that the world's having in recent years, because I think now it's less taboo and it's become more the norm to talk about it.
Yeah, you're right.
We're trying to, I suppose, promote that a lot as well.
Like
some of the songwriting.
I like it. Yeah, I've spoken a few times with some bands and really good friends of ours, and when I get chatting to them and they open up, you think, yeah, and it's like, oh, we've had a therapy session, because that's what you need to talk to people. And if anyone's out there watching and they're feeling like crap and you feel like doing something stupid, don't, because it's not worth it. It's never as bad as you think. Go and talk to someone, find a mate, go and have a chat. If you've got no mates, I'm not being funny with that, go and chat to someone and get some counselling, because nothing is worth you ending it, and all too often people doing it, and it breaks my heart that we get there. So yeah, brilliant.
One of the most special moments we've had, I suppose, on this tour, we arrived at the Leicester gig a couple of weeks ago, and we'd been addressed a letter that had been sent to us, and some sort of collected items, right? I think they were, where the young man who'd messaged to sort of say about some of the tracks, and Demons in particular had helped them recently, and that means the world to us.
Brilliant.
More than anything, really, that kind of feedback, really, that we've contributed to some positivity and even just one person's life. So
that is awesome. You could have saved that lad's. You could actually be responsible for saving his life. You know what I mean? And that's what's great about good music and stuff that's got meaning to it. And yeah, we all like a bit of pop every now and then. It's like having crap. You know what I mean? It's like having crap food. But when you get,
I thought you were going to say crack. Then I was going to say, speak for yourself.
No, I've never had crack. I've had cocaine and I've had a bit of weed. So I lived in Holland.
Hey, is it one of those interviews? Yeah, come on, let's do it.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm glad I left Holland, because I tell you what, coke is just too nice. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? I just got.
Well, I don't like it. You just.
He went off then. I didn't hear that bit.
I think that might have been true.
On purpose. Yeah, honestly, yeah. So people don't do drugs either, but they are available. Make sure you get it from a proper. I'll tell you a funny story. When we was in Holland, because I lived in Holland for a year. That's how I got into all that shit. And we was in Amsterdam. We used to go to Amsterdam virtually every weekend. It cost us next to nothing to go on the train. And my mate come in and he's like, so what he went. He thought he bought a tablet off the street. He says, I've just bought the most expensive Tic Tac ever, but my breath smells nice. I said, you absolute lunatic. You're buying drugs off a man on the street you don't even know, you dickhead. Anyway, yeah, brilliant. So we digress. So singles, album, you got a new album coming out. What does it say? Is there any more material planned for 2025? Single, album number 3, perhaps?
You're on mute, right?
It's on mute. You're on mute, dude. I thought he was being ironic before.
So I muted it when we were talking about cocaine.
Yeah, I know. We thought you was lip syncing to be ironic, so you didn't, slander yourself. And you wasn't.
Like one of those crazy Japanese movies where it's like, "I'll fight you to the end."
But brilliant, mate. I mean, you couldn't write that. But yeah, go on then.
Yeah, there's lots of new music this year. That we were planning on doing one album, but we might do an EP and then an album. So we might do a ton of singles this year, like across the year, and then release the EP, and then do another album. Or we might do 2 albums. But the one thing I can promise, there's lots of singles this year. We're sitting on a big batch of and we were talking about Pop Just, like quite poppy numbers, and yeah, they're all on a certain guise, and I think it would make a great EP. We might squeeze an album out of it, but yes, there's the next single's called Bad Blood, and it's already finished, and we're playing it on the tour.
Nice.
So yeah,
excellent.
Keep an eye on it.
Excellent, wonderful. There's a question that I tend to ask quite regular: is if there was a zombie apocalypse, which band member would die first?
Oh, it's always the nice one, so you got to go with Mikey, isn't it? Really, the drummer. Mikey.
Well, I think Tom, because he'd be doing his hair.
It's a great question.
Can you remember when all those clans were popping up? all over the place. Well,
Oh,
there was this little fad of like clowns showing up and scaring people. Well, Mikey was ready, go, mate. He was like, if one of them clowns come. So I reckon Mikey'd be okay. But yeah, I'm going to go with Tom.
Oh, brilliant.
Tom would be distracted.
and disasters, because the disasters normally disasters at the time, but tend out to be funny. What have you got any disasters you've had on stage, on tour, or whatever? What's happened?
We got a recent one actually. So
Go on, then.
it was at our Manchester show, and I'd convinced Ryan to jump on the speakers at the front of Night of Day. So Ryan jumps up, and the guitarist Tom decided to do the same. He got bright light shining right in his face and didn't see that the overhead monitors above him. So he got up, nearly knocked himself out when he got on stage, and the speaker was just swinging off its hinges. So that's a recent one for sure.
Oh, absolutely brilliant! Yeah, they're normally good. We've had all sorts, and it's nice. At the time, it just like could be a right disaster, but it works out really well.
It made my gig for sure.
So you've got your current tour, and you've got album by sounds. You've got a lot of music that you're working on. So what's the plan? I do the tour and then have a break from touring and gigging, and just get on with the music. What's your idea? Because you normally can't do both, can you?
Well, we've just booked a all-dayer in Coventry in August. That'll be. We will probably do. There's an outdoor festival in Stoke that we do. There's a lot of bands in our situation. I'll just talk about this. There's no shame in it either. A lot of good bands who should be on things like Dr. Dotty, we're not getting on them. And I think, honestly, it's because the lineups are absolutely chocker with nostalgic bands, and it just bottlenecks. So there's lots of good bands not getting on festivals that they should do. We are currently looking at one. I probably shouldn't say this because we're not booked on it, but we'll definitely in the summer we're going to be popping up at various festivals and all days, and then we'll probably maybe tour again in the winter. I'll tell you what we are doing. We're coming out and playing in Denmark and Copenhagen.
Nice.
I'm trying to sort that out as well, and then we'll probably play in Hamburg in Germany.
Awesome.
We're desperate to try and book a show in Berlin. If anyone knows what we can do there. In fact, you've reminded me. I know a promoter out there. I had a bit of an argument with him before, but I'm going to email him after this call. So there you go.
It's all forgotten. Just tell him I don't need to share a room with you, but bus.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? He won't be an issue. I'm sure there's people out there. I mean, Lele Records are on. Ollie might know someone over there. I'm sure the Ball Slant there over in Sweden, they might know people because they've been all over. So, you're right. Picking up what you were saying about bands. That it's criminal, really, because this show we play emerging bands, unsigned bands, whatever, signed, unsigned, but they're all quality, and you think these have got the makings of being big. While they're not big, but you're right. There's lots of other stuff going on, which is sort of stopping them and getting them onto stages and getting to see them. So what I've been saying to a lot of bands is make sure on social media, connecting, doing lots of backstage stuff and post, and then you'll drive it that way. But sounds like you've got a lot on your plate, and it sounds like you're in the right zone, and sounds like life's good, really, generally.
Yeah, we're some of the lucky ones. We've got the history of the past. We've got just enough of a following to tour the UK. A lot of bands can't do that, So we're very, very blessed. I came back off this run of shows, and I just said said to myself, you just played Edinburgh and Manchester, Southend, London, Derby and Leicester, and there was people to watch it in all of them. Busy nights. That's it's a blessed situation to be in.
You can't get any better than that, can you? Really, I suppose.
No,
well, you can get better, but what I'm saying is that if nothing else, you go and do that. That's absolutely amazing, isn't it? That people
So
take
very
the
grateful.
time.
Yeah, very grateful for it, but we won't say no to £1 million if anyone's taking that literally. So there you go.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I win the lottery, the Euro Millions. It's about 110 million at the minute, I think. The Euro Millions. I went in my corner shop and bought one last week, and I know him. I've known him for like 18 years. He was behind the counter as the manager, and I says, "Oh, I might win the lottery." I says, "If I win this," he said, "it's 110 million." I went, "Brilliant! If I win, I'll come in and treat you. Let me know what do you want, right? Do you know what I mean?" 110 million. He went, "I only need 250 grand so I can buy a new house." £250,000. I was thinking like a car or something. All right, do you know what I mean? Or what? No, new house he wants. I went, all right, Wayne, if I win, I'll see you on Sunday. So there you go. Excellent. I might have to let you get on with your evening because we need to get on with the show. I could chat to you for hours. I think you're absolutely brilliant. You're dead easy to chat to. You can tell you've been in the industry. You can tell you know what you're talking about, which makes my life bloody brilliant and for the viewers. So where's the best place for people to find you, and is there anything I've not asked you that you want to get out there?
On X we're called We Are ATY. Instagram we're called We Are ATY. Our Instagram's not as big as a Facebook because when we did our first record, Facebook was the one, but now Instagram is. So get yourselves over to Instagram, follow us for God's sake. We need to be relevant and young and cool.
Do some more behind the scenes. Do some Copenhagen shit and bands and all that, and you'll get people.
Yeah, we've been doing it. I went live the other day in the lot, mate. Don't worry.
Excellent. I'll follow you and check you out. Can you do as a? I need to pull all these together. Can you do as an artist drop and say this is All Young and you're listening to Dougie Stone Radio, and I'll save it down.
Trying to do it, dolls?
No, you go, my friend.
You ready? Hello, this is Ryan from All the Young, and you're listening to Dougie Stone Radio.
Oh, wonderful, love that. Listen, guys, I'm gonna have to cut you loose and crack on with the show, but it's been wonderful. Say hello to the other guys for us. Success with your final leg of your tour in your hometown. It's been a pleasure to chat with you, and all the success for the future, lads.
You too.
Awesome, buddy.
Brilliant.
Anytime.
Brilliant. Yeah, you're welcome to come on again. Just speak to Janice.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, lads. Thanks very much. Well, they're great. So go and check them out. They're All Young. We played our track earlier on in the show. We'll get back to the playlist. Could have chatted with them for hours. They were dead easy to chat to. They know the onions, and they're wonderful. So where we're going now, we're going to... Revivalry's got a new track out there.